This is a video of all the engine build videos 1 through 5 before my TikTok page got taken down. So I'm posting all of them here, numbers 1 to 5, and then when 6 to 10 comes out, I'll do the same thing. So without further ado, let's get into the video. This is part 1 of fixing this motor to go in the Celica. Now, as most of you probably know, oil burning in those 2001 ZZs aren't good. That's why I bought a 2005 1ZZ. Now, we're going to ignore the fact that I can't count to 5, and we're going to today label all the hoses and where they go to, because I know where they all go on that engine, not really so much here. This is just kind of a general good first step to do, because then you know what you're removing, and then you know kind of, oh, I need a coolant line that goes from my throttle body to back to the engine. And that just makes it so much easier to Google search parts. And even when I'm at a wrecker, I kind of know then where all the parts go to. Now, without further ado, let's pop this cover so that we can see all the lines. And off the top comes. Now is the fun part of taking a whole bunch of blue tape with a whole bunch of labels, slapping it on that thing. I meant green tape. We're going to take green tape to this. Now, it didn't look like it because I only showed like 30 seconds of that because it was sped up by 10. But it took me about an hour. Now, you might be asking why it took an hour. And it's because I don't know what this is. Please let me know what this is. I put power steering something because it's to the power steering arm. We got power steering here. I don't know what this is. He took an angle grinder and grinded it off. It was that mixed with, like, I was making sure that I knew where they went on that car so that then on this one, well, this engine, they go to the exact same spot. Like, some of the labels are telling me exactly where it goes, although it's been cut. Where our other ones are just sensors and just need the sensor label. Now, obviously, in the first one, we didn't take apart anything. We just labeled it so that we knew all the parts that we need, which in my opinion is a good place to start, because once you start taking things apart, I can order new parts and go and look at wreckers for the same parts. What I'm trying to say is basically it is a good first step. But in today's TikTok, whatever, we're removing the throttle body. Now, the way that these part videos work is we're going to be taking one piece off of that engine, or putting one piece on. Depends on what it's like. So without further ado, let's grab a 10mm socket. Because all there is 4 bolts on the edge there. Okay, so we got all the hardware off, and it should just pop off. Let's test that theory. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Now what I'm gonna do, which I don't even know if you have to do, I'm just gonna plug it with a paper towel, just to stop anything from going in. Kind of like that. Okay, now we're gonna move all this stuff off. Okay, put them over there. Now we're gonna take this off. Whoa. Okay, I did slide this back on just because I want to take some photos of where all the coolant lines go, so that when I put it back on, I know where they go. Okay, instead of pictures, I took a video because I videoed everything like this and kind of just documented it so that when I go back and look, I can see my thought process then. Just kind of a good way to remember, because in 4 months from now, I'm not gonna remember that. Okay, so we got this little mat here in case any coolant drips out. These, I don't even know what they're called, but they absorb oil, everything super duper quickly. Time to remove the coolant lines. Oh, good, it finally came out and it leaked. A little bit. Anyways, throttle body's removed. Big difference in the two. This is why I didn't want to start, because now I'm getting overwhelmed. And I've done one thing. I've taken off one thing. And it's already overwhelming. Thank God I'm not in any hurry to get this in the car because there's a lot of work that has to be done with this. Anyways, part 3 will come out at some point. Never did I ever think I'd be doing this. Part 3. Meant to say part 3. I'm not doing that again. Okay, anyways, today we're removing the biggest part yet, the intake manifold. Now, by the looks of things, because I've done this before, it's a whole bunch of 10s and 12 millimeters. And don't worry, for now, we don't need to use this yet. Because I got my 10 mil. I'm stupid. It's a 12 millimeter. Now we just have to waste time. Stupid engine, why do I have to do this thing? Why do I have to do this? Stupid subwoofer, stupid trunk. Stupid engine. Stupid tools. Okay, I'm done whining. I can just drink these chemicals. No, I cannot do that. Because it'll, like, I don't know, kill me or something. I love this workbench. Serves no purpose. It's long and it'll work. I lied again. It's a 14 millimeter for most of them, so let's get to work. I lied again. It's actually a 12 mil. I'm actually gonna walk the wheels. Seems like a good idea. I'm gonna hurt myself. I can already see it. This just proves nothing goes right the first time. Hell. I just gave away. Oh my God, I have a hammer right here. It's not moving. Why is it not moving? Penetrating oil. Not the one your girlfriend uses. There we go. Oh yeah. It can always get longer. That works. I got all the 12 mils off, I think. Yeah, this one doesn't have one for some reason. Like, must have fallen off or something. Now the 10 mils. And look at that. Oh, it's had its gasket redone too. Oh, they're a little dirty. Well, seems like really low. Well, that's actually cool. Okay, let's make this not dangle anymore. This is going to be a very sudden cut, but my camera was facing the wrong way the whole time. Yep. Actually, turns out it was facing the wrong way for the rest of the video. Great. Anyways, got the intake manifold off. It's sitting on the floor. Gonna sell it on Marketplace or something. Look at that! Now, in the last part or video, we took off the intake manifold. And we also sadly discovered that the PCV valve is most likely shot. It's fine though, they're cheap. The only concern I have is all the dirt, grime, and buildup in there. And in today's part number, we're not taking anything off or putting anything on. We're cleaning it. That's because you come over the engine and you literally just touch it and your finger gets dirty. And I don't want that happening. So we're gonna plug everything and spray this down. Just took that cover off. And I'm looking at this now and I'm like, can I spray it down? Because of my little labels. Like, I think they're just gonna end up falling off. I mean, these ones up top are self-explanatory. Coils, injectors. I just took this out. That's not good. We're gonna get that out. Just gonna grab one of these and hopefully pick it out. I think that's it. I'm gonna quickly make a video that I'm gonna leave in my phone of where all these go. Because if they do fall off, I quite like having them labeled, so I'm just gonna relabel them after. And I'm going to reinforce some of the tape so that it doesn't fall. I can't find the green tape, but I found Scotch tape, so we're gonna use that. And this time, I'm not gonna make a time lapse of me putting this on because we already know what they are. Okay, now that that's done, let's plug all these extra hoses. I'm just gonna grab a paper towel and go a little bit of bomb. Okay, I got all the extra hoses plugged. And the valves I'm shutting. I cranked it by hand, and I know that one on cylinder 1 is partially open. That's because when you crank it, as soon as one closes, the next one's already open. So I think I had it set to position 0, which is represented by this tick being lined up with here. And the second or third cylinder, the valve was wide open, so I was like, no. So I just cranked it until it was almost closed so that nothing could get in. So I actually found this carburetor cleaner that we were going to use to clean the valves. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is close cylinder 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and use this carburetor cleaner to hopefully get it all out. Okay, we're going to scratch that idea because I sprayed some in cylinder 1 and it did literally nothing. So we're just going to clog them and spray down the engine. So let's get to that whole spraying down the engine part. Okay, now we're going to scrub it down, but I'm not going to time-lapse it. So it didn't work nearly as well as I would have thought. Like, yeah, it's a little cleaner here, around there a little bit, there a bit, there. I don't know, it's not very clean. Okay, well, we know for next time, definitely need something stronger than this. Anyways, that was, well, part 4. Like and follow for part 5, because next time we're taking off the header. Engine repair, part numero 4. It's 5 in Spanish. Thank God I don't even have to count 5 in Spanish because this is only a 4-cylinder, and today we're doing the coils and the spark plugs on this engine. Now we're just taking them out because I got to do the valve cover gasket at some point, but I want to see how this engine ran last. And I don't know if you know this or not. Spark plugs, like the color of them or the condition of them, can indicate how the engine was last running. To most of the people watching this, you probably knew that. Anyway, I got a new torque wrench, small one, for little engine parts like this. And I got a big boy for, well, bigger stuff. Anyways, let's get started with this whole thing. So I don't know if it's like this for every engine, but at least the coils on this one are all 10 mils on the top. Okay, well, I got them all unbolted, but I don't think these labels are going to stay on, so I'm going to quickly reinforce them. So I just pulled cylinder 1's coil. It seems there's a little bit of oil around that top little seal gasket looking thing there. That might tell me that the valve cover gasket's bad. I don't know. Now to take the rest of them out. Okay, so I pulled all of them, and they're in numeric order 1 to 4. But cylinder 1 was actually the best. All the rest of them have way more oil on them. So if we just take a quick little flashlight, you'll see the oil build up around that little space there, as well as it's also in some of these. Luckily, I've already done a valve cover gasket on a 1ZZ because the 1ZZ in my Celica had this exact same issue. Apparently, that's a really common issue. But anyways, we're going to pull the spark plugs now. So there's a little bit of... The plugs did not come out very well, as it seems they haven't been changed in a long time. Now, I didn't put much force down at all, as I knew using the tiniest socket I have to slowly do it without stripping the threads would be a better idea than just cranking on it. Because as I'd slowly turn it, it would go... Amazing sound effect, I know. But that's basically what it sounded like as I was undoing. The threads don't look stripped. I took my thing down there and I looked. They look fine. But the plugs are old. Now I'm thinking whoever owned this engine before me didn't replace the plugs that often, which is a little annoying. But anyways, like, follow, and share for part 6, because next time we're going to take the valve cover off. If you made it as far in the video as you did, you must have liked it. So you should show that by leaving a like and maybe subscribing. Because in the future, my manual transmission and my engine are going to get some nice goodies. So you might want to follow and subscribe for that. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.